Welcome to the latest edition of Seller's Corner, your go-to source for all things reselling. I'm Erin, product specialist at Vendoo, and today I'm in the office preparing and photographing shoes. Come with me as we photograph 7 pairs of shoes. I tell you what they are and where I'm going to list them. But before we go, let me invite you to subscribe to our channel. We publish content every week, and it's all related to Vendoo product tips, community updates, and information about how to scale and grow your resale business. So these are the 7 pairs of shoes that I will be photographing today. These first are brandless. They're brandless, but they're pretty much the tallest boots I've ever seen. They're sheer, they're lace up, they're very sexy, very unique. These will be perfect for Depop. Next, I have some early 2000s Y2K Chaps Chunky Clogs. These are also perfect for Depop, and I'll list all of this everywhere, but the platform I had in mind for both of these two funky ones are Depop. Similarly, these vintage beauties, the brand is Timothy Hitzman. These are stunning. I purchased these from another Resellers live sale. These will be perfect for Depop, eBay, Etsy, and of course everywhere else. These Ann Taylor suede flats with this chunky gold heel actually came from my personal closet, which probably means they were originally thrifted. They do not fit me right, and as much as I love them, it's time to sell them. These are perfect for Poshmark and Tradesy. Next, I have some Guess shoes. Guess is a great brand, and these are really, really funky. They're distressed. They have all these studs, this cool leather texture. These will be great for pretty much everywhere. Finally, I have these. They are Donald J. Pilner. I have actually not researched the brand yet. They're genuine leather, and they're in stunning like new condition, so I will be listing them. I don't know anything about them. I think that these were given to me, so I'll be excited to see if that brand is anything special. And finally, these boots. These are brandless, but Guess. These are Guess. Genuine leather brown boots, a little off season, but while I prioritize based on season, I list everything at any time. So let's prepare and photograph some shoes. First are these tall boots. These are so tall that they'll require a mini ladder for me to truly get an angle on top of them. When you are flat laying, it's important to get directly above the item that you are flat laying. These are really just too big to be stuffed and worn, stuffed like with a pool noodle or anything like that and photographed that way. So I'm just going to get a few shots at this angle, and I will probably have these modeled. So I got one side. I will flip them over to get to the next side. As you can see here, I'm using this light that's off a stand to further manipulate my lighting. I use quite a bit of lighting. While the best lighting is natural light, I do not always have the ability to photograph during the daytime. And as such, I use quite a bit of artificial light because the less photo editing I have to do, the better. I will then always make sure I get an image of the bottom of the shoes. In this case, I can accomplish that this way. Sometimes you have to do some manipulation. In this case, I'm getting right on the side of them down here. And we'll make sure we get any size and brands and flaws. In this case, we can see that there is a brand. I had said brandless. Oh, they are Cape Robin. That's a funky shoe brand. I always love their shoes. And that can be seen right here, so I will be sure to photograph that, getting my fingers out of the picture as most closely as possible. And I also do my measurements for my shoes at this time. I won't be posting these photos, but I will be using them when I list. So while I'm here, I'm going to get a total height measurement, which is 29 inches. Wow, these are some tall boots. I'm going to get a heel height measurement, which is 4.5 inches. And to be clear, so I can allow this to kind of fall, I just put my finger where it is, showing, you know, the bottom of the heel as well, so I know what it is that I'm showing. And I will measure right here across the calf. And these Cape Robin super tall, funky boots have been photographed. These next chap shoes are more of a normal shoe. So I'm going to just photograph these traditionally. Usually I will angle them so that they're parallel to each other, and I will get a shot that's kind of at an angle. So I'm not totally straight on, nor am I totally above. I'm kind of angled diagonally down. And this will make a good cover shot. Then I'm going to pretty much get every angle from above. So I'll get head on. I'll show the front of the toes. And now I will usually put them in an aesthetically pleasing way to get each side, rather than just throw them down. I'll make sure that they're even, they're aligned in an artistic way, and that they're centered or angled strategically in the frame. And we'll do the opposite. And the bottom. For the bottom of shoes, it can be tough to get the bottom, but I basically find a way that they can stand up on their own, whatever that looks like depending on the shoe type, and I do that. Again, I will get any tags. Style names are important with shoes, because if you can get the style name, you can look up the stock photo. There is a style name, it's kind of deep inside this shoe. So I'm gonna play with it until I can see it on camera. And we've got it right here. Granted, these are vintage shoes, so the style name won't help me so much to find a stock photo, but with the newer shoes, the style name is generally all that you need to type into Google to get a stock photo to quickly sell your image, your item. Next are these stunning beauties, and I am just so obsessed with these. These are gorgeous. So there's two ways that I could photograph these. I could do something like this and shoot the image from above, or I could do what I did with the last ones and get kind of a sideways view. But I definitely want to make sure I show off that funky gold heel. Now this heel has a little bit of a flaw here, which I'll certainly disclose, but it doesn't make for as amazing as a cover photo. So when that happens, I'll just flip them around and I'll use the best angle of the shoes. I'm gonna get right on the ground here. Move these closer to me so we can eliminate more of the background, which is the light, and we'll photograph. These are so stunning. And then I'll do the same thing. I will also get this angle. Of course, getting a few angles is always great, because then when you look at the pictures, if you like one more than another, you have different options. So we'll come up here and we'll snap one here. We will flip them around to get the other side. And we'll snap one like that. I'll usually snap a close-up of the fabric. Another great tip that sometimes I do, which allows you to double dip on both a close-up photo and a little advertisement is I'll grab a business card. So now I can get a cute picture showing off this heel style, this canvas pattern, and a little self promo all in one. And we'll make sure we get the bottom. I wish these fit me. They're so cute. And we will get the back of the heel, which I'll hold the shoes, but I'll make sure I don't actually photograph my hand. I'll just get the heel. And we can do the same on the toes. Again, we'll get a heel measurement. You could just write this down. It's easier for me to do it this way. Then when I upload the photos, I'll enter it and just delete. Now I know that this is 3. And another pair done. These booties are a great example of something that I think needs to be stuffed to get a perfect photo. So the most perfect we can get without it is this, but it looks really like folded and bended and sloppy. So I keep old rags and stuffing materials around for exactly this reason. There are also more sophisticated methods of doing this for sure, and legitimate shoe hoops that keep even strappy things in place. So if you sell a lot of shoes, those might be something that you consider. But for my purposes, that rag was perfect. Again, some people use pool noodles, and pool noodles can be very effective. They can be cut into all different sizes and then of course lined back up. So you could cut a noodle into 12 pieces using only the amount of them that you need, which would be even enough for the world's tallest pair of boots to stand up nicely. It's actually a great tip for your own closet as well. So I have stuffed my boots. And now I will do the same kind of angled look that I did before. Of course, I want to make sure that the stuffing's not showing, so I'll push it down fairly well, and then I will come behind the boot, hold my light like this, and I will get some photographs. I always take a few more than I will actually need. It's better to have more than less and gives you more options. You also don't need all this lighting, especially if you're using a background remover, but the less editing, the better. So I generally don't use the background removers. I just photograph this way. If anything, I'll do a quick bulk adjust to the exposure on all of my images, and that will be all that is required. So I'll do my above ones, making sure I'm directly above. Black can be tricky, and I've got a belly in my way. You can see the ends of my belt here popping right out. And I'll do the same this way. Everything that stands up, I'll make sure I get one from the back of them standing, showing the entire heel, because heels are definitely prone to wear and blemish. And of course, the bottom. Closer up of the tag and size, and we'll see if there are any internal markings as well, which there is. So I'll be sure to capture that as well. Another thing you might consider is listing videos. Listing videos certainly allow you to get every single angle of the shoe, which is important because shoes have so much to offer. For the remaining 3 pairs, my process is very similar, laying them down at times and standing them up at times, but making sure that I get all angles, details, and measurements for all shoes. I generally take way more pictures than I need because once they're downloaded, I can quickly see which ones came out the best, and it's better to have too many than too few.